Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Runner, and welcome to Le Gaming Lounge. Today, I will be talking about the new Mortal Kombat movie, and yes, this will be a spoiler review, so make sure you watch the movie first, and then come back for the review. Yeah, let's get started. So, where Mortal Kombat first started out, it was a franchise developed by Midway Games in 1992, was created by Ed Boon and John Tobias. There were sequels later around the time after the one in 1992, and it was a huge hit. I mean, this game was big. This franchise was huge. Later on, I guess you had a comic book series, a card game of some sort. Then you got the movie in 1995, which is awesome. I love it. I love the movie still. It's a classic. Annihilation is absolute dog shit. Fuck that movie. You also had cartoons, I guess. There was a series, mini-series or whatever called Defenders of the Realm or something. I only saw some episodes of it. It didn't feel like Mortal Kombat to me, but I don't know. That's just me. Um, Later on, Midway went bankrupt, and then later Warner Brothers sort of owned the rights to Mortal Kombat, and then they made their own studio, which is the beginning of NetherRealm Studios, and that's when you got the reboot in 2011, which was called Mortal Kombat. Most people call it Mortal Kombat 9, and then later on you had games developed by them such as the Injustice games. Then you had Mortal Kombat X and 11 as sequels to the reboot. And yeah, that's kind of where we're at with Mortal Kombat as of now. So let's get to the movie. So the beginning of this movie starts off as Scorpion, kind of the origin of how Hanzo Hasashi became Scorpion when Bihan and the Lin Kuei invaded and killed the family. So you get this badass fucking fight scene with Hanzo fighting the Lin Kuei and fighting Bihan after the death of his family. And basically Bihan basically kills Hanzo, and he teleports to the Nether Realm. Then later on, Raiden teleports in, and I guess his little daughter um is there, safe, whatever. I don't remember ever Scorpion having a daughter. I'm not sure if that's been a thing or changed, because I always thought he just had a son, but I guess this is how the Cole Young guy plays in, because as you know, if you've seen the movie, he is well, Hanzo is his ancestor. So, and Sub-Zero wants to kill the bloodline, pretty much, which is basically true to the lore and all that stuff. And by the way, I thought the Cole character was not not great. He was okay at best. The acting was terrible. This dude cannot act. I mean, character didn't annoy me as much, but he was just, I don't know, he just felt there just to be there. And Cole has a fight, uh, I guess, at a ring, and then Jax sort of talks to him afterwards because he loses. Cole has a family, which honestly, if you cut them out of this movie, it wouldn't mean jack shit. You didn't need to have a family in this because they don't do anything, to be honest with you, if you really think about it. Um, then later on, Sub Zero comes in and starts like an ice storm, and Jax gives them a lift. Then later on, Jax fights Sub Zero. Sub Zero breaks his arms, like you've seen in the trailer. Um, it's an alright fight scene, not the greatest in this movie. Um, then later on, before that, Jax tells Cole to meet up with Sonya, and so Cole meets up with Sonya Blade at her kind of like trailer or whatever. And later on, you find out that well, she basically gives Cole like kind of like the history of Mortal Kombat and all this stuff, and this whole Arcana thing with the mark, the whole concept of that is really stupid, and I'll get into that more, because one of the things that really pissed me off about this is that Cole has the marking, but not Sonya fucking Blade. What the fuck? How? That makes no goddamn sense. Sonya Blade is special forces. Cole is just a generic fighter who I guess was pretty good at the time, but he's not that good now. So why does he have the goddamn marking? It's stupid. Like stuff like that ticks me off. So, um, in this house that Sonya lives at, I guess Kano is tied up, and I'll be honest, I liked Kano in this movie. He was really fucking good. You know, the guy who played him felt like Kano. I really dug it. The only thing that annoyed me was the whole eye thing, and I'll get into that later, because the whole Arcana, it has to do with this Arcana bullshit, and I did not like that. Um, and another thing I didn't like was a fucking reptile. Um, you easily could have gone for a more human-like reptile, like in the games, but no, you had to do this. You had to make him a fucking lizard and just waste him right away. I don't know. You could have done something way fucking better, and it was just a missed opportunity. I mean, it would have looked just fine if it was a human. I feel like that'd be more easy because you wouldn't need like much CGI for that. You know, like it would have looked cool too, honestly. So, you have Reptile who fights Sonya, Cole, and Kano. Kano rips out his heart, and it's like the second time I watched it, I noticed that the part where he like rips off his heart, you don't actually get to see a shot where he rips out his heart. He just sticks it up, and then the next shot comes in where he's just holding the heart. It didn't feel like a complete. It felt like there were some scenes that were really cut out in this movie to make it short for some reason. So I don't know. There was something really odd about that. Like like the editing was kind of a problem in this movie. Like you could tell like some things just it didn't feel right. It didn't feel complete. Like why couldn't you get the shot where he's like actually pulling out the heart? That would have been badass. And then Kano was like using the catchphrase. Kano wins. They use a lot of catchphrases in this. Most of it works. Some of it not so much. Um, and Cole also has visions of Hanzo whenever he sees like a picture of him or related or whatever. Um, oh, I also forgot. Um, when Sonya is basically showing him like what Mortal Kombat is and all this stuff. You get to see cool references and stuff. Like you get to see Nightwolf, and I believe that's Kotal Khan. And a few other references in Raiden's temple later on. I'll get to that soon. Um, so then Cole, Kano, Sonya go to Raiden's temple, and basically they go to Outworld, and it's just this desert pretty much. I don't know. You could have done more with Outworld, and it just felt like there was nothing to it. Like there wasn't any icing to the cake to Outworld in this movie, and hopefully you can expand upon the world in the sequel. Hopefully, um, later on, Liu Kang shows up and meets with them and whatever, takes him um, to the temple. Um, Once you get to the temple, you get some murals of Mortal Kombat history. You get one of Goro, you get one of the Great Kung Lao and Shao Kahn. Then you get some objects like Katana's fan, which is pretty cool. And one I thought was cool, but at the same time kind of doesn't make sense, was Shinnok's amulet. Because here's the thing about Shinnok's amulet. First of all, why the fuck is that thing out in the open where someone can easily grab it? You know how fucking dangerous that amulet is? I could have like held it in a safe or something at least. Come on. That kind of bothered me a little bit. And you get to see Jax is in the temple, Liu Kang and all of them trying to heal him up, and he gets some little puny arms, and later on in the film he basically, with the Arcana, gets bigger arms. He basically changes into bigger arms, and I'm just like, why did you have to do that? Like, you could have just given him those arms before. Like, you could have given him those arms from the start. You didn't have to make it like a transformer looking bullshit thing. I don't know. That wasn't right. Um so then they visit Lord Raiden, who, let's be honest, that was a shit adaptation of Raiden. Like, it's just his attitude and all of this stuff. Like, he's just a freaking asshole. Like, Raiden is supposed to be this wise guy who gives you hope. I did not get that from this Raiden. He was a complete douchebag, and he was just there to be there, which was another downside, because Raiden's one of my favorite Mortal Kombat characters, and I did not give a shit about Raiden in this movie. And he's a really important character to the Mortal Kombat universe. So that was a bit let down. And my recommendation, if you're gonna do anything to Raiden in the sequel, either write him the right way, like in the games, or recast him, because someone else could do a better job with the role. I don't know, maybe someone, let me know who'd you cast as Raiden in the comments below. And Christopher Lambert doesn't count. I'm sorry. I like Christopher Lambert, but underrated opinion. I wasn't a fan of his Raiden. Uh, but later on, Sub-Zero enters the temple, and here's another thing that kind of bothered me. Like, Shang Tsung in the like around the beginning of the movie or whatever, he's talking to Melina, and Melina or whatever says to him like, "Oh, like they like talking about like breaking the rules of Mortal Kombat, even though. And another thing that really ticks me off is like Mortal Kombat is basically a tournament, and there was no tournament at all in this movie. But you name it Mortal Kombat of all things. Pretty odd. Um, and basically saying like, oh, like we don't want to break the rules or whatever. We might piss off the elder gods. And then their idea is to break into Raiden's fucking home, and there were no elder gods at all in this freaking movie. I don't know. There's just it was just odd. Um, so once they break in, because Shang Tsung, Melina, I think, and Sub Zero, I think it might have been just those three. Break in, and Raiden makes a force field to protect themselves, and then like later on, the chosen ones, the ones with the marking train, and again the whole Arcana marking shit annoys me because it's like Cole gets to train, but not Sonya. Bothers the fuck out of me. So you get scenes where Cole or Kung Lao is training Cole, and I don't know. This was mostly like like a like this was a prequel. First of all, yes, it's a prequel, but like, why couldn't you start it off with a tournament? You're basically, it's a tournament ish, but it's just like practice pretty much. Um, and like a cool reference in the Liu Kang and Kano training fight scene was where Liu Kang just kept ducking or kept swipe kicking Kano, or whatever you'd like to call that move, and Kano basically saying, "Oh, is that the only move you know?" Because if you don't know, that's a reference to the older games, and kind of poking fun on how to beat your opponent is you just keep kicking them until duck kicking them until your opponent's dead, and basically that being a reference on how you beat Shang Tsung. Um, yeah, I actually liked the reference. I got it the first time I saw it. It was pretty funny as a fan. Um, and then you get a dinner scene where they all have dinner pretty much, and Kano and Kung Lao pretty much insult each other. Kano insulted Kung Lao more, and the shit that Kano says, I did not think that they get away with in, today's, movies and so forth. It was just, that was funny as fuck to see, and that performance alone was really Kano-ish to me. And Kung Lao basically saying that he's a failure and all this stuff. Um, that was a fun scene to watch. I'd rewatch, stuff like that. Like those were big highlights to me. Um, what 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 ticked me off though, on the other hand, was how Kano got his laser eye. It's from the Arcana. I don't know how many times I have to say that in this fucking review. Um, his laser eye is his superpower. Normally, it's not. Normally, it's a metal eye, it's a metal plate that he gets, where it's all mechanical. The eye is, it's all robotic. Like that's always been a thing. That's never been a superpower. He's not freaking Superman. You know? That was just ah that I don't know. That bothers me. Like you didn't have to do that. Like you didn't have to put new choices in there. Like here's the thing. You can change up the lore and stuff in this version, but first of all, it doesn't have to suck, and you don't have to make these stupid ass choices in this movie. And that was one of the more disappointing things, and why this movie is getting some backlash. And hopefully they can listen to the fans and you know, give us what we want. Like, make a better sequel, cuz yeah, that would just be good. Like, it's like they're kind of in the right path for one point. Like, I feel like they can do much better with a higher budget. That's what you need, a higher budget and all that. I'll probably get to, you know, what I want from a Mortal Kombat movie at the very end. But Shang Tsung at one point talks to his warriors to break in the temple, um, and so you have Melina, Cabal, Reiko, um, fuck, what's her name? The one who flies, Natara, Natara, um, and Kano basically talks to Cabal in the temple. Well, with the force field on both sides. And Cabal basically tells Kano, like, you're on the wrong side. You need to, you need to show what a real black dragon is, pretty much, just to summarize it all. And Kano breaks Raiden's lightning stick, which I would think would be a little more um, hard to break in, but I don't know. Raiden, come on, man, you gotta take care of your shit. Um, it's not looking good. And before all that happened, Raiden, I guess, teleports to Cole's family, like where he lives, and after um Shang Tsung's warriors break into um Raiden's temple a second time, Goro teleports into like the garage or whatever, um, and starts fighting Cole Young, and so you get like three fights at once. I'm not sure. You have a decent amount of fights at once in Raiden's temple. You have, I believe it's Kung Lao, and well, he fights Natara around the end, but Liu Kang fights Cabal, and I actually really liked Cabal in this movie. I know some people didn't, but I did, and I liked Kung Lao as well. Liu Kang was okay at best. Um, I don't know. I'm not like a huge Liu Kang fan, so I didn't hate the character all that much. Um, and what else? Like there was a really fucking cool fatality from Kung Lao once he killed Natara. I like that. It's that chainsaw um reference fatality from Mortal Kombat X. I thought that was pretty fucking badass, and it's probably the best fatality in that movie. And yes, Cole does defeat Goro once Cole gets his Arcana activated, and honestly, that didn't annoy me as much as the other characters, just because Cole is an original creation. So it didn't bother me too much. I mean, the fact that he feels a little more OP than Goro annoys the shit out of me. Out of that entire scene, that's just me. Like Goro, let's be honest. He should have he would have killed fucking Cole. Let's be honest there. Um. Oh yeah. Also, Sonya Blade fights Melina. It was an alright fight scene. I didn't really care. Um. Um, and at one point, Sonya kind of is like stuck or whatever from a statue that Kano destroyed or whatever. You know what scene I'm talking about. And then Jax rescues Sonya by Jax now activating his Arcana by growing bigger arms, which, like I said before, he should have had in the first fucking place. Come on, man. Um, and then Shang Tsung takes Kung Lao's soul after trying to save Cole when Raiden's trying to teleport Earthrealm's warriors to the void. So Kung Lao's dead. Um, and then they make a plan to fight the Outworld warriors and whatnot. And the thing is like Raiden says as a god, he can't, be involved in certain situations. But here's the thing, teleporting whoever in certain locations to fight and whatnot, that's getting pretty involved. Like that is like that, that's breaking the rules and whatnot. So then you have Jax fighting Reiko. Reiko was pretty weak in this movie. I didn't care. I mean, the dude didn't even. It barely even looks like Reiko. Like, for some reason, when I saw one of the teaser trailers, I thought it was Kotal fucking Khan. I legit thought it was Kotal Khan. And apparently it's not. It's Reiko, of all people. Um, I don't know. It didn't look like Reiko to me from, the games and stuff. But then you had now you have Sonya versus Kano. You get a Sonya versus Kano fight. It was, I don't know, kind of weak in my opinion for a Sonya versus Kano fight. Um, and honestly, it's like the whole like the like how Sonya kills Kano it was kind of annoying. He just she just sticks a gnome at his eye, and that's how he dies. So that's how Kano dies, and now Sonya finally has the mark, which she should have gotten in the first place. So then later, Liu Kang kills Cabal, then Sonya saves Cole, and Sonya kills Melina. So you had a decent amount of deaths in this movie. I'm guessing that they're gonna come back somehow for the sequel, for the tournament, hopefully. And Sub-Zero then captures Cole's family. You have a little fight between Cole and Sub-Zero. Then Scorpion comes in to the rescue because Cole used his blood or whatever on Hanzo's weapon to basically release Scorpion. I don't know, like Scorpion could have just showed up. I don't know. I don't know why. And another thing you could have had more in this movie is Scorpion kicking ass in the Nether Realm. That would have been fucking awesome. Like if you had more of that, this movie would be a lot better than what it was, because the Scorpion scenes were badass, but you only get him in the beginning and then the end, and that's it. That's all you get from Scorpion. So then you get the Scorpion and Sub-Zero battle, which was pretty cool for the most part. And Cole tries to save his family. Then Cole and Scorpion do a team up, and honestly, it would have been better if Cole just laid off and gave Scorpion his chance to fight Sub-Zero. That would have been better. in my opinion. And Scorpion then kills Sub-Zero with the fiery skull thing, that old fatality from the games, which was dope. I liked it, and not Kuai Liang, that's his brother. Bihan, the Sub-Zero in this movie is Bihan, and he's burnt to a crisp. And my guess is that we're gonna get Noob Saibot, because that's Bihan after Scorpion kills him. So hopefully we'll get Noob Saibot. That would be pretty fucking badass. In the sequel, then Raiden joins in and tells the Warriors of Earthrealm, like, we need to get more champions for the tournament and all this stuff. So Cole quits fighting at the ring and all that stuff, and then he basically says that he's gonna go to Hollywood and recruit a certain someone, and that certain someone is none other than Johnny Cage, because you get to see a poster of him in the movie, which is cool. He should have been in the movie in the first place. If I'm gonna be honest with you, that would have been much better, but whatever. It was what it was. The movie was okay at best. It had its moments, but it also had its problems with it. Just like the choices they made just did not work for me. But again, there were moments in this that I liked, so I can't hate on this movie entirely. I can't. Can I rewatch it? Sure. Maybe when I'm bored or something, or somehow, I don't know. I'd rather watch the 1995 version. That one's a better representation of Mortal Kombat, because you actually had a tournament. You actually had the awesome original story of Liu Kang as your protagonist, and you know then you had your other chosen warriors, like the big three being Liu Kang, Sonya, Johnny, in that. Just awesome stuff. Kind of wish they would have followed that template for a little bit. For the most part, you could have expanded upon, like, this is what I would have done. Do a tournament. It can be like a part one, and then you could have done like a part two or whatever to continue off the story if you wanted to. Um, have a higher budget, and don't make stupid ass choices like the fucking marking shit and all of that, because that was that was pretty annoying. I guess I'll just go over what I thought about the characters right now. Scorpion, great, fucking awesome, best fucking character in the movie without a doubt, or one of them. The other one's Sub-Zero. The only downside to Scorpion is that he wasn't in the movie very much, and I would love to see him more. And listen, if you guys plan on doing a spin-off for Scorpion and Sub-Zero, do it. Do that shit, because they were the best fucking characters in that movie. Cole Young. Honestly, I could care less about the character the second time I watched the movie. He and I've kind of seen why he was like kind of the problem with the story and so forth. Like, he was not a fun character. Like he wasn't relatable in any way. I did not care. Liu Kang was okay at best. I think if the actor was a little older, it'd be better. I actually liked Kung Lao in this. He felt like Kung Lao for the most part from the games, and that sick ass fatality was dope as fuck. Um, Sonya, um, Sonya was okay, along with Jax. Jax was okay too. I just wasn't a fan of where they took those characters, especially Sonya. That the whole Arcana shit pissed me off. Melina was okay. I thought the person playing her or portrayed her was okay. It's just and I didn't mention the whole Arcana thing with her. It's like she doesn't have the long teeth right away, but then at one point they grow because of the Arcana. You should have had those teeth in the first place. So stupid. Or you could have just had her wear a mask, from the games, and then take it off and reveal the teeth. That would have been much better. Um, Cabal, I actually liked. I actually liked Cabal. I know some people didn't. Um, I know some people. Well, I like the suit. I know most people think that. I think some people just didn't like the voice change that he had. I don't know. I didn't notice it too much. I thought it was fine. I thought um I thought his personality was pretty spot on, in my opinion. Yeah, I actually kind of like Cabal in this. Shang Tsung, it was okay at best. I think the actor, who I guess is from The Dark Knight, um, he could have done better. He doesn't have the same charisma as Cary Tagawa from the first movie. That dude will always be Shang Tsung. Um, and Raiden, probably my least favorite character out of anyone. This was not fucking Raiden, and I think I've explained that enough in this video. It was not. It was not a good adaptation of Raiden. Natara, um, I did not care. She was just Shang Tsung's pet, and if you compare her design in the games, she looks more badass in this, and she just looked like a twig in the movie. It just looked like a stick figure with wings, is what I'd say. Reiko, I did not care. Goro was all right for the most part. CGI isn't all that great on Goro, but um, yeah, I'll admit the one in 1995 was better than the Goro in this. Goro could have done more damage. That's about my criticism uh, on Goro. I don't know what else I could think of. Hopefully, they could do a better job with the sequel. And that's about it with my review. Did you like this movie? Did you not? Um, Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. That will be linked in the description below. Um, and make sure you like, subscribe, share, turn your notifications on. There's a talk show on this channel every Thursday, so come join that every Thursday if you can. And all right, see you later.